Deadpool and Wolverine has finally released, but does it live up to the hype? Well, first off, Deadpool and Wolverine's dynamic is great. They did a good job at making them not like each other and fight each other at the beginning, but over time, they do form a genuinely believable friendship. Deadpool and Wolverine might be the best bromance in Marvel. Wolverine has some trauma that Deadpool helps resolve by just being there with him, and Wolverine does the same for Deadpool with his inferiority complex that he kind of gets in this film. It's a great dynamic, and not only is it emotional, but it's also funny to watch. The action scenes in this are incredible. There's such a brutal yet fun energy to the fights, which matches the energy of Deadpool perfectly. I know some people were worried they would tone down the violence since this is a Disney movie now, but I'm here to report that this is actually the most violent Deadpool film. That's mostly because the blood is stylized in a way it wasn't in the first two movies. It'll kind of fly and splatter in unnatural ways that kind of make it look like a comic book. A lot of pop and flair into the fights. Just watch the opening scene and you'll understand what I'm talking about. This movie is also just so incredibly funny. Deadpool's jokes are definitely the best in this film. This is probably the funniest of all the Deadpool films. Not to mention the supporting cast is hilarious as well. Wolverine and Deadpool create a funny dynamic. Peter is just as hilarious and charming as he was in the second film. And there's even a lot of cameo characters that are really funny. I won't spoil who they are, but Dogpool's owner is the funniest character in the entire movie. He was a comedy highlight in an already very funny movie. This film has a lot of cameos, and they're great. I won't spoil them. They do manage to be very cool, and it feels like it doesn't replace the story. Like, it doesn't just feel like fan service, because it comes from a place of respect and admiration for the source material. This entire movie feels like a tribute to all the non-MCU Marvel films out there. In a way, I viewed the lesson as one to the audience less than Deadpool himself, and that was, it's okay to have these Marvel things, these Marvel movies and shows and whatever, that are not a part of the MCU. It felt like a lesson to the audience that just because a Marvel film is not in the MCU doesn't make it less valuable. In fact, honestly, I think it's a stretch to even call this film an MCU film, but that's a video on its own. Also, one last thing, the villain is very good. I didn't really have a chance to mention that before, but I'm mentioning it now. Anyway, Deadpool and Wolverine is a great, enjoyable film, and I think you'll enjoy it as long as you don't mind gore and vulgar humor. I give Deadpool and Wolverine a 9 out of 10.